Congressman Bob Good here with your weekly Good News from Washington. And this week we actually passed two more of our required 12 spending bills to bring us to 7 passed with 5 to go. And the two that we passed were what are called legislative branch and the Interior Environment Bill. And I was able to vote for both of those bills because we are cutting our spending and we are actually implementing policies that reverse the harm being done by the policies in place from last Congress that were put in by Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer. We're all concerned, of course, about what's happening in Israel and continue to stand strongly in support of Israel. And I'm proud that the House, under new Speaker Johnson, we're doing something very different than what's been done in many years in Congress, which is not only did we pass a spending bill supporting Israel with $14 billion, but we required that that bill was offset or paid for, and we're paying for it by cutting $14 billion from the IRS expansion that President Biden put into place last year with the 80,000 new IRS agents that he wants to hire, spending about $80 billion. So cutting $14 billion of that to pay for the support for Israel so that we're not borrowing from our kids and our grandkids even to do something as worthwhile as supporting one of our key allies on the global stage. But we're all very concerned also about the support for Hamas and the anti-Israel sentiment that's particularly on our college campuses around the country. And that even in my own district, our own district in the 5th District on the UVA campus, a group called the Students for Justice issued a statement that said that the terrorism against Israel, quote, makes them hopeful for the future of Palestine, end quote. And so I joined my friend Representative Burgess Owens from Utah in supporting a resolution that condemns anti-Semitism on our college campuses because we all need to stand against that. Finally, President Biden last year announced or actually a couple of months ago, announced a new climate corps of 20,000 individuals that he wants to put on the government payroll to fight the so-called climate war. And so I introduced a bill called No America Climate Corps, which would block taxpayer funding for this radical environmental climate policy under the Biden administration that is hurting our country. So thank you for the privilege of representing you here in Washington, and look forward to talking with you again next week.